Hello and welcome to this final edition of Zero In. Well, after 30 years and over 350 different programs, it's a good time now to make the move to some different tools for safety meetings. In a moment, I'll explain why we're doing this and why I think it's a really good change. But first, let's look at exactly what's changing. First, the link to the Zero In video will be disappearing from ZI Web by the end of the month. Instead, in the SharePoint site menu, right at the bottom, you'll see a green menu selection called Safety Meeting Aids. You can't miss it. When you click on this item, you'll be taken to the Safety Meetings section of the SH&E SharePoint site. Note that there is content listed here for 2015 and also for previous years going back to 2012. So these tools have been around for some time. If you click on the year 2015, you'll see a drop-down list of the content available so far that year. In this example, there is content available for the month of January. When you click on the month, you will see the actual safety meeting package for that month, usually in the form of a PowerPoint file. This monthly safety meeting package has been designed to encourage group discussion, to allow easy access to video content and other relevant safety information, and to provide a good outline for safety meeting leaders to follow so that anyone can feel comfortable about leading a safety meeting for their group. So let's take a look. Clicking on the item will launch it and you'll see this message box. You'll click on the Open option and after a few seconds, the file will open as a PowerPoint show. Now, a PowerPoint show is different from a standard PowerPoint file. A show has been designed so the only action you need to take is to click on the arrow buttons to move forward or backward through the presentation. There are no other options, so it keeps things really simple and makes the presentation easy to use. The PowerPoint show can link to videos. Here we see a link to the current Zero In video, but since that will no longer exist, there will be links to other videos and resources you can use for your safety meeting. This screen, for example, lists some discussion points you can use in your meeting. In this screen, there's information about the new version of the site rules booklet. These information screens are really handy for having a group discussion on the subject matter. This screen contains a link to a video file. Clicking on the link will launch the video in a separate pop-up window. It takes a few seconds to load the video file, so please be patient. Changes in site standards can also be addressed in this package. In this example, recent changes to the safety manual in the static discharge section are listed for discussion. Here's another video file. Just click on the image to load the video. This screen shows the most recent data from the Safety Performance Scorecard for employees and contractors. It contains a link to a PDF file of the scorecard in case you want to print copies for distribution. And here is another interactive link, this time for safety huddles. Clicking on the link takes you directly to a library of huddles organized by year. The final slide encourages group discussion, including any comments from the group, questions, current concerns, and suggestions for improvement. Again, you can access these monthly presentations right from the ZI Web homepage by simply clicking on the green menu item. And if you have any suggestions for content, videos, or anything else, just give Matt Balog a call and let him know what you think. The objective is to provide a tool that encourages interactive and consistent safety meetings across the entire site. So why are we doing this? Well, first of all, I'm retiring on May 1st after 41 years of service. So there's that. It's just a perfect time to look at other ways to encourage quality, consistent safety meetings across the site. It's a lot easier to do that now than it was when Zero In was first created in 1985. Back then, it was really hard to communicate a consistent message across this site. The site itself was physically larger then, with hundreds more employees and more operating units than we have today. There was no internet on the site or anywhere else, no LAN, and computers were rare. There was no ZI Web, obviously. Communication took place either face-to-face, by phone, or using three-part paper forms called interoffice memos that you wrote on or typed on, using a typewriter of all things, and then stuck in the in-plant mail. There was no Microsoft Word, no PowerPoint. Video was a rare thing, expensive and difficult to produce. Well, ZI was developed as a 6-month pilot project, but it was quickly recognized as one of the very few site-wide communication tools, and it took on a life of its own. Over the years, the production process was improved, and that same process was then also used to create all kinds of training and communication videos and programs for the company, for Sarnia site and other Imperial Oil sites right across the country. ZI covered all kinds of topics, including incident reports from the U.S. Chemical Safety Board that showed us what could happen at other sites when safeguards were ignored. And we covered our own major incident with the explosion and fire at the hydrocracker in December of 2006. Dozens of employees and management have provided content for this program over the years, many who appeared on camera, which, if you've ever done it, is not that easy a thing to do if you're not used to it. I want to say a special thank you to everyone who helped me out in this way. We took an entire year to talk about risk tolerance with Dave Fennell and how we could lower our tolerance for risk, using examples provided by Mr. Fennell. And ZI promoted the introduction and ongoing implementation and use of LPS, the site's signature loss prevention program. Our safety advisors over the years have been incredibly helpful in providing ideas and content for ZI, and the program also highlighted things that our employees did to enhance the health and safety of the folks who live in our communities who are less fortunate than we are. The United Way campaigns were always welcome on ZI, as were other initiatives such as Construction. Today, with computers and devices everywhere, with the LAN, the internet, YouTube, and Word and PowerPoint readily available, and the ability to throw together a video on your phone, there are many more options for communicating. And our SH&E Group's monthly safety meeting package is a great tool to use for safety meetings. A management of change has been developed for this transition, and I encourage you to comply with it and use it as we make this transition. Give it a try and let Safety Advisor Matt Balog know if you have any suggestions or comments. And finally, I must say thank you to site management, who for 30 years have supported ZI and allowed me to produce it my way without censorship or interference. The decision to end the program was mine, and I think the timing is right and great. And thank you for hanging in there with me month after month through all of those safety meetings. So I wish you, your families and friends, and the people you work with all the best. Do your LPSAs, and wherever you are, make every day a safe day.